In this video, I'm going to share with you 4 techniques on the inner work for wealth. You're going to learn how you can reframe your negative thoughts and self-sabotaging behavior so that you can be fully aligned at your core instead of constantly feeling like you're in an uphill battle to achieve your financial dreams and goals. My name is Yvonne, and the goal in this channel is personal growth. So if you want to improve the quality of your life, click the subscribe button to level up. So if you want to achieve the things you've never achieved, you have to be willing to do the things you've never done. Makes sense, right? So if you really want to achieve your financial goals, whether your financial goals include getting out of debt, saving more money, increasing your income, or investing to build real wealth, it's going to take doing things you've never done and may not fully understand yet and are maybe uncomfortable with at first. You've got to be willing to do the inner work. You know, when we change the inside world, the outside world changes. We're going to do a deep dive here and combine concepts in personal finance, neuroscience, spirituality, and psychology so that you can leverage the power of your thoughts to achieve the wealth and abundance you want in your life and you so deserve. You know, it reminds me of a quote by Wayne Dyer. He says, when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at changes. So you see, it starts from the inside, okay? And that's what our focus is today. So you see, most of the time, it's not a numbers problem that people have with money and wealth. Most of the issues that people have with money, or at least 80% of the issues people have with money, is because of bad money behaviors and habits, limiting beliefs and mindsets. So then we build on that, okay? Personal finance tools and techniques are built on that because, first of all, you need to have that solid foundation. If we already know that 80% of the issues are on our limiting beliefs, our mindsets, and our negative thought patterns, okay, then that's what we're going to focus on, okay? And the 20%, you know, the tools and techniques, yeah, we absolutely cover that. But we want to start with a solid foundation. See, you need to have fertile soil before you can plant seeds so that they can take root and grow. So we need to fertilize your mind first so that when we do plant the seeds, okay, these tools and techniques and stuff, then they'll solidify, right? And they'll be able to grow, and your wealth and abundance will grow from there. As a wealth and personal finance coach, most of my focus really is to guide and coach on behaviors, habits, mindset, and beliefs to build that solid foundation. So there are 4 techniques you want to use together because they work in harmony to shift your perspective towards wealth and stay focused. So this is how you're going to reframe your mind for wealth. Because let's be honest, wealthy people think differently. They have to in order to not just get wealthy, but stay wealthy in the long run for their lifetime and to ensure that they leave generational wealth for those that come after them. That's a completely different mindset. And that's why just a small percentage achieve that, because it really means an overhaul and a shift. And it's going to take work. It's going to take inner work. So the first technique to reframe for wealth is start on the inside first. So I want to start this section with a quote by Ernest Holmes. He says, "Life is a mirror and will reflect back to the thinker what he thinks into it." So everything you see out there is nothing more than a reflection of what's taking place on the inside. So when people are frustrated with their circumstances, most people blame and try to change their environment and the things on the outside. But what you need to begin to do is change the inner world first. And we see that, just to give you a few examples, and it's happened to me where, I'd be in a city and, oh, this doesn't work out. I don't like living here. And what do? Well, you move, you change places, and maybe you move out of state or maybe to a different city. But guess what? When you move, you take yourself with you. And then chances are you kind of start seeing the same things in the new city. And then that happens enough times where you're blaming the outside, then you realize maybe something has to change within me. Or another example, aside from the example of changing your outside environment with moving, is a relationship, right? So how many relationships does it take for you to realize, broken relationships that is, for you to realize that you take yourself with each relationship? So a lot of times people try to solve their relationship problems by changing partners, and then they blame their partner for all their issues. How long does that take for you to realize maybe something within me has to change? And then my relationships will be healthier. Does that make sense? So these are two examples of how a lot of times we typically blame the outside environment for our problems and issues, when the reality is it's got to start with us. And when you do start with yourself, then you start noticing, actually, this city is not that bad. There's tons of fun things to do. Or, wow, this relationship is great, because of all of these, great things that could come out of it, because you've done your inner work, right? You've learned to listen. You've learned to work together as a team, and so on and so forth. So same thing with your personal finances. Okay, you can blame the outside environment. You could blame the economy. You could blame your spouse, your kids, why you're not where you are. But how much of that has to happen for you to realize that you're taking yourself with you within every personal finance situation, right? Oh, it's my employer. They're not paying me enough. Okay, well, same thing. Let's start with the inner world first. And then everything, absolutely everything in your personal finance life will change because you're focusing on the right thing. That's within yourself. Okay, so I hope that's making sense with those examples. So when you change the inner world, again, the outer world changes. You need to create wealth and abundance within you so that there could be wealth and abundance in the outside of you. So let's be honest here. For something new in your life to begin, something in your life has to come to an end. Okay? Your current reality has been created by your current behaviors, habits, beliefs, and mindset, right? So if you're not happy with your current reality, then what created it has to come to an end. It has to. So a fresh new paradigm and perspective has to begin so that a new reality can take form. Okay? Does that make sense? Okay. So this means that doing your inner work to focus on healing yourself mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually has to come first. Heal your unresolved issues, do your shadow work, okay? Do your inner child work and clean your projections, because as you heal painful feelings, then you overcome, eliminate, and remove the patterns of behaviors that allow that hurt, pain, and suffering to exist. There's a quote in the Course in Miracles that says, "You will learn what you are by what you've projected onto others and therefore believe that they are." That's pretty interesting, right? So everything started to shift in my life, for instance, once I fully grasped and understood this concept of projections. So you see, everyone is your mirror. And just to step back a little bit, where this comes from. So shadow work is where the subtopic of projections comes from. And just all of this is pulling on concepts in psychology. Okay, so what I'm trying to say is you unconsciously project the repressed parts of yourself onto other people. When we find ourselves judging, okay, or being frustrated or irritated with others, there's a sign that a shadow, a repressed part within ourselves needs to be uncovered, okay, accepted, and healed. So a projection is like the ego's sleight of hand, where you call out people's flaws, but your shadow self gets to remain hidden and suppressed. It's kind of like that saying that says, when you point at other people, be careful of when you point at other people, oh, this person's doing this, or that person's doing that, or look at them. Well, guess what? How many fingers are pointing back at you? 3, right? So that's that saying that says, watch when you point fingers, because you've got some fingers pointing back at yourself. So that's the same concept, where, you know, you're frustrated at so-and-so, your coworker, because they did this and that, your manager did this and that, your brother and sister did that, your mom did that, your father did that, okay? You're blaming them for their flaws, and you're frustrated by their flaws, you know, but that's just a mirror of a repressed part of yourself that needs to get released, let go, healed, etc. Okay, so when we own all parts of ourselves, a negative pattern can be healed. So you do this by examining your relationships, acknowledging the traits and characteristics that irritate you, and ask yourself the following question. Okay, what is being reflected back to me in this moment? And that's the beauty of relationships. Relationships actually in this life is an opportunity to grow. Within each relationship is a gift to you, for you to grow. So even the people that frustrate and irritate you and get under your skin, that's a gift to you, so that you can heal and grow and become a better person because of that. Maybe you need to be stronger. Okay, maybe you need to set boundaries. You know, maybe there are anger issues that you need to heal. All of this stuff comes from the gifts of relationships. So when you recognize and acknowledge that the mirror exists, you can begin to pay more attention to the triggers in your relationships. You let go of the judgment, shame, and guilt, and you learn just a deeper sense of self-acceptance, compassion, empathy, and forgiveness. For yourself first, and then by extension to others as well. So you release and let go of what doesn't serve you, and you can reclaim the lost parts of yourself, accepting yourself completely, okay, and finding wholeness in the process. So I'll give you an example. Let's say you have a friend that loves to go shopping and buys all these expensive luxury brand label bags and shoes and clothes and drives a nice luxury car. And you find yourself complaining maybe to your husband, oh my gosh, I can't believe, you know, she spends all this money and she's so selfish, and, you know, she must have so much debt because of all these things, right? So you just kind of catch yourself in that judgment. So you judge and shame her for buying all this. Now, here's a good opportunity for you to be self-aware and be like, ooh, I just did that. I just did that. Question. What is being reflected back to me in this moment? What is being reflected back to me in this moment? Ask yourself. Well, maybe your irritation towards your friend is because you're jealous of her level of success and wish you could buy those nice things too. Now that's kind of hard to accept within ourselves. That is super hard, and the ego is gonna fight you tooth and nail, because it's not gonna wanna admit that you could possibly be jealous, okay? Because that's a trait other people have, but not you. Oh no, okay? So just be aware of that. So if you're really honest with yourself, she's reflecting back to you your feelings of unworthiness and not feeling good enough to maybe have those same things. So you put her down. So she's reflecting a part of you that you're suppressing, that you need to uncover and fully accept within yourself, so that you can let go and enjoy a truly authentic friendship. Because she's your friend, right? Free of shame, free of guilt, free of judgment, as well as enjoy the blessings of the luxury and success and wealth that life has to offer to you too. See, these luxury things are not just for her. You can enjoy that too. And it's possible now, and you can bring and attract these things as well to you once you heal your relationship within yourself. Okay? So the bottom line is these low vibration, negative thoughts and feelings block wealth. Yes, they do. They block us. So we want to release the negative and become a magnet for wealth by being a high vibration match for wealth. Remember, like attracts like. So this way, wealth and abundance can flow freely for you. Now, the second technique to reframe for wealth is to set an intention. Okay? Your intention is your North Star. It's your guiding light in your life. You are watching this video for a reason. You have a certain financial goal you want to achieve, and you know intuitively that it's going to take focus, discipline, and dedication to achieve that, right? So an intention is the first place you want to start. An intention is an aim or a plan. So what I want you to do is take out your journal and write this question. What do I want? Simple, right? But I promise you, when you write it down in a piece of paper across the top, what do I want? It's going to be a little nerve-wracking. Like, oh my gosh, what do I want? So if you feel that way, it's okay. You're in good company, because that's normal to feel that way, because we don't spend the time to sit back and meditate and think about these things. So in your journal, write down 3 to 5 financial goals. Yes, 3 to 5 financial goals. And it can be any goal, okay? Including maybe you want to pay your debt, or maybe you want to save more money, or increase income. By how much, right? Save money by how much? Maybe you want to increase your income by how much? Or maybe you want to invest to build wealth. Well, by how much, right? Write down the net worth of your dreams. So be clear with your intention by addressing these 5 W's, they call them. The when, okay? When, why, what, where, and who, right? Why, what, when, who, and where. So 5 W's. Just, don't get too strict with yourself, but you definitely want to make it clear enough so that it's addressing the 5 W's. Another technique, aside from the 5 W's, that kind of expounds on that is what's called a SMART goal. So the word SMART is an acronym, and it stands for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. So be specific, right? What does the S stand for? Specific means your goal is direct, detailed, and meaningful. Measurable means your goal is quantifiable and you can track it. You can track your progress. Attainable means your goal is realistic and you have the tools and resources to be able to attain it. And relevant is that your goal aligns with your vision and your mission. It's relevant, it makes sense. Time bound in that your goal has a specific deadline. So one SMART financial goal can be, I want to buy my dream home at a cost of about $500,000 in 3 years in Texas. Okay, so that we can maybe have more space for our growing family. And I'm going to achieve this. How? Well, by saving $1,500 a month in a high yield savings account. I'll put that money in, maybe along with the proceeds of my existing home when we sell it, towards the 20% down payment. So you see, that goal is pretty specific. You know what you're planning to do specifically, and you're planning, and you clearly identify how you're going to get there too. Another SMART financial goal is I will pay off my $6,000 credit card debt in 12 months by putting $500 down per month towards it. And I will achieve this by cutting my entertainment budget and not using my credit card during this time. So that's another SMART goal. So it's specific, measurable, achievable, right? Relevant, and time bound. smart. It's a smart goal. So focusing on your intention, it really is going to stimulate your brain to seek out opportunities and to reach it. Excuse me, it's kind of like you're giving directions to your brain. And at the end of the day, you want to choose your intention carefully and then practice focusing on it so that it becomes the guiding light in your life. Okay, so you will achieve your financial goals if you're able to stay focused. And this is a spiritual principle, okay, shared in the book of wisdom. In fact, in the Bible, Jesus himself said in Matthew 9:29, according to your faith, it will be done to you. So a tool and method that helps you stay focused and focused on your intention is prayer. In fact, that leads us to our third technique to reframe for wealth, and that's prayer. I want to start this section with a quote by a Danish theologian and philosopher, Søren Kierkegaard. He once said, "The function of prayer is not to influence God, but rather to change the nature of the one who prays." I really, really love that quote. In fact, I've meditated on that quite a lot, on what that could mean for me. I thought this was interesting and a really different, interesting perspective, because a lot of times when people pray, they think they're changing God. But who can do that, right? So you're really changing yourself. You're changing what has to happen within you so that you're able to align with what you want. So prayer is known as one of the most important spiritual exercises. Have you ever wondered what is the purpose of prayer? Well, prayer is the avenue of communication to the divine higher power. And when we pray, we're tuning into a power greater than ourselves so that we don't have to go it alone. Source energy, God, is the source of wealth and abundance. So you want to align with that. You don't have to feel like you're the only one working towards your financial goals. You really don't. You don't have to achieve this by yourself and feel alone in this process. It's challenging enough, okay? Don't go it alone. You have the ability to ask the source that designed and created the universe and the energy source that essentially allows for you to breathe and to have a heartbeat, because you don't manage your heartbeat and you sure don't manage the breath you take. So that energy, that's the one that you're going to be praying to for help, okay, to achieve your goals. If it could design and create the universe, it can sure help you with your financial goals. Like, it's nothing, right? So ask for help in achieving your financial goals. You're not alone in this. You have an army of spiritual beings that can help and support you. You just have to ask. In fact, the book of wisdom in Proverbs 34:7 says, "The angel of Yahweh encamps around those who fear him and rescues them." So absolutely, you can count on an army of spiritual beings that will support you. All you have to do is ask. Okay, so maybe you're not sure if prayer will work and you're like, oh, that's just for those people. That's not going to work for me, or it doesn't work. Well, you have two choices. Either you try to communicate and partner up with the source of your energy, or you try to do it all on your own. You decide. So you have honestly nothing to lose in trying. This leads us to the fourth technique to reframe for wealth, and that's gratitude. I want to start this part out with a quote by Oprah Winfrey. She says, "Be thankful for what you have. You'll end up having more. If you concentrate on what you don't have, you will never have enough." I like this quote because, it's so true. If you focus on what you don't have, those are negative feelings. And the negative feelings perpetuates more negative feelings. So you got to ask yourself, how much more of this can I take? And what has to change so that I can stop this endless cycle of negativity and switch on over to feeling better? it means letting go of certain conversations with ourselves and others about lack and not having enough, and switching gears to more of a place of gratitude for what you do have. Even if what you're saying is true, I don't have the house that I don't have enough money for retirement. I don't have enough to buy a new home that's more comfortable. I don't have enough money to go on vacation. Let's say that's true. Fine. But really ask yourself, is that helping you? Is that conversation, dialogue within yourself or with others, is that really constructive? The answer is no, because it's just going to perpetuate negative thinking. So your job is to make sure that you live in a high vibration, positive state. That means changing your conversations. That doesn't mean that you're not going to be truthful. It means you're going to come at life with a different perspective. I'm going to say that again. You're going to come at life with a different perspective. And that's got to start now if you want to see the results that you want in your life. So let's assume that that's all is true. Okay, so what? Right? Now what? Now you're going to focus on what you have. I'm so grateful for the house that I live in now. I'm so grateful for the roof over my head. I'm so grateful that I have a job right now, that I can work towards saving for retirement right now, and that I have so much energy and creativity that I may be able to look at new ways of possibly making more money. Let me focus on how I can increase my current income, or how can I multiply the avenues of income that come to me. That's the focus. You can't have two thoughts at the same time. Either you're going to think negative or you think positive. Wouldn't right now be a good time to start thinking positive if you could only choose one? Okay, you're not negating the facts, because I know a lot of times that when people like to live in the negative, talking to them, oh well, I'm being honest, it's the truth, I'm being realistic. The whole I'm being realistic is a cue for those kinds of people that like to be in the negative. Oh, I'm just being realistic. You create your reality. Okay? So the reality you're creating right now is negative. And it's going to be a reality of lack. Okay? So the reality is start talking positive. The reality is start being grateful for what you do have, so that in that high vibration state you can create more. Okay? So if you concentrate on what you don't have, you will never have enough. That is Oprah's quote, and I absolutely love it. It's so true, because she talks about focus. What are you focusing? What are you concentrating on? Are you concentrating on lack, on not having enough, on negativity? Right? Because if you are, you're never going to get enough. That's the truth. So let's really kind of think about this here. Feelings are like clothes. You can choose which one you want to wear. You can always change your feelings if what you're wearing or what you're feeling doesn't fit you. So you can't feel love and fear at the same time. You can't feel good and bad at the same time, right? You can't have a good thought and a bad thought at the same time. You got to choose one. So choose good. Choose to feel good. A good feeling gets you aligned with wealth and abundance, but a bad feeling gets you aligned with fear and lack. So when you're feeling anxious, frustrated, fearful, angry, or upset, recognize that these feelings are not you. You can always take it off. Feelings are separate from you, and so you can choose which one you want to feel at any given moment. And that includes letting go of conversations and letting go of turning off conversations that live in the negative. For instance, the news. That's all fear-mongering. It truly is. Why is there never good news? All this great news happening in your own community. How come they never talk about the positive stuff? Well, because fear gets ratings. That's what they're after. So live in the reality that there's so much more positive things happening in life than the negative. Turn that thing off. I haven't watched the news and turned on that news in such a long time, because I was living in fear and lack when I would watch the news every day. And I made a conscious decision to turn that thing off because I don't want to be surrounded by negative and fear and lack. Okay? I want to be surrounded with possibility, positivity, love, joy, peace. That's the stuff I want to be around. So turn that off, okay? And look for good news. There's so much more of that, okay? So these are examples of ways we can start switching gears. I like to compare gratitude to a highway or a freeway because that's the easiest and fastest path to switch your attention from a negative thought to a positive one. So take the highway from a low vibration feeling to a high vibration feeling by thinking something that you're grateful for, okay? So, for example, let's say you're frustrated and anxious about your financial situation and you feel you should be further along than where you are right now. Okay, maybe you haven't saved enough for retirement and with all the expenses, bills and credit card debt and loans, you really don't see a way out. Well, if you kind of continue thinking that way, that's going to put you in a negative thought pattern. Okay, deep inside, you want wealth, abundance, and more than enough money so that you can take care of you and your loved ones. Well, when you're on the negative feeling road, that road, guess what, leads to more lack, more debt, more worry, more fear. Okay? So that road will never lead to what you want. So what you need to do is get out of there and fast. The road that leads to wealth, abundance, and creativity, and positive thinking is that positive thinking road. Okay? So the fastest and quickest and easiest path to get from where you are to where you want to be is literally one thought away. And that one thought is gratitude. One thought away. Okay? Let's say you're mulling over and ruminating over all your financial problems. Okay. That's fair. We've all gone through that. Okay? But when you're there, remember that the road, that road leads nowhere. That road of negative thinking leads nowhere because that's not the place for creativity. To get yourself out of that situation, the thought patterns that live in the space that you are is not going to attract better ideas. It's just not. It's not going to attract better people in your life. It's not going to attract what you need to get out of there. So in order to attract what you need to get out of that situation, take the highway. One thought away. A thought of gratitude, and you're there. Okay? You're in the space for creative thinking. That's going to help you get out of there. So hijack your thoughts. Hijack your thoughts with gratitude. Okay? So think about all the things that you're grateful for. Even if it's just a cup of coffee. I'm so grateful for my cup of coffee, in your hand. Just be grateful to be alive. How about that? Be grateful for the health you have. Be grateful for your family, your friends. Okay? Keep on listing out all the things that you're grateful for, and you can't help but elevate your feelings. You can't help it. Okay? So as you take the highway to a new thought of gratitude, slowly but surely you'll get into the higher vibration thoughts of love, joy, peace, right? Patience, kindness, goodness, faith, right? Mildness and self-control. These are the high vibration thoughts. But, you're not going to get there, in one jump. You take the highway with gratitude, and that gets you into that high vibration. And in that high vibration, you will find a way. The people will be attracted to you. The resources will be available for you. Okay? Your prayers will be more prayers of faith in that state as well. So you have to be in the same vibration as the divine source of wealth to get divinely things. So that's important. You've got to be in the same high vibration as the divine source of wealth to get divine things. Okay, so the divine is the source of wealth and source of abundance. and the source of happiness and joy. Okay, and by definition, it's high vibration. So live there, be there as well. Your job is to make sure that you're there most of the time. Okay, and when you can do that, then you're on the right road to wealth. It really is that simple. You know, it's a simple concept, but it's hard to do. But with practice, collectively we'll get there, and we're going to change everything. Okay? I believe that. So in conclusion, building your financial mastery takes deep inner work so that your behaviors align with what you want in mind, body, and spirit. So that's why I've designed and created my signature money mastery program. You know, traditional personal finance education really tends to focus on facts and numbers, and that's all well and good, but not at the expense and not by ignoring the inner work, the mindset, the behavior, the transformation needed to build lasting results. So it's more than just creating a budget, it's creating a lifestyle, okay? A lifestyle to build and keep wealth. So if you're ready to invest in your financial education, this course is for you because it really combines getting the full picture of personal finance and helping you to create a personalized financial action plan. And this program really is curated especially for women who are ready to upgrade their mindset for wealth. So I want to prefix this by saying that this is not for everyone. It's not for everyone. It's exclusive, and it's an exclusive experience for those high achieving women that are committed to their transformation, to get out of debt, save more, increase their income, and invest to build real wealth. So this exceptional and unique program is really going to support you in having that peace of mind that comes from having an action plan for your financial independence. So if you're ready to live a life of financial prosperity on your terms, click on the link in the description box below to enroll. Also, I want to encourage you to check out my Goals Mastery program. If you feel like you need more clarity in life, this course is really going to help you to get clear with what it is you want in life and help you identify, define, and align with your vision, your mission, and your goals in life. So check that out as well. Also, it's always great to have inspirational and motivational reminders to keep you moving forward to achieving your dreams and goals. So click on the link to choose your favorite custom design gift for yourself, family, and friends in my online merch store. Click the link in the description box below to get this doodle heart mug or any other favorite designs. There's t-shirts and mugs there for you. So if you enjoyed this video and want to improve the quality of your life, click the subscribe button to level up, and I'll see you on the next one. Oceans of love. Until next time.